All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had Jeremy Resmer on here for a two-part series. And one of his biggest secrets that he shared with us was Instant Offer Engine. And after Jason and Jason have known each other for a little while here, just being in the real estate investing space. But after we talked with Jeremy, we had to do a deep dive into Instant Offer Engine. Reached out, and Jason Blackburn took my phone call. We talked for probably over an hour that first call. He is a wealth of knowledge, shared so much with me about his experience in real estate investing, how Instant Offer Engine came about, and how it works for real estate investors. We knew that we had to have him on here. Jeremy sung his praises. So he is here for you guys to talk about Instant Offer Engine and what it can do for real estate investors. So Jason, you know this industry better than anybody I know. You've got the experience as a real estate investor. You're obviously the brilliant mind that created Instant Offer Engine. I'm going to give this to you. How did you start your career as a real estate investor? How did Instant Offer Engine come about, and what can we do with it as real estate investors?
Well, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me, guys. I don't do a lot of these types of webinars and stuff with people, mainly because a lot of people that have asked me, I don't really believe in what they're doing or the projects or what have you. So first, I just want to say thank y'all for having me. The reason I'm here with y'all today is I really love what y'all are doing for the community, the integrity that y'all display, and what y'all do and how you do it is a big reason why I'm here with y'all. So first of all, I just want to say thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
And again, I appreciate what y'all do for the community. So Instant Offer Engine. So let me kind of give you a little background on myself, and that'll segue into how the Instant Offer Engine came about. So I'm 49 and I've been in the real estate space since I was 18. I started off as a lot boy in a manufactured housing development here in Texas, and worked my way up to vice president of sales and training for that company. And then eventually opened up my own mobile home dealership, manufactured housing dealership, which turned out to be a huge failure. It was a disaster. If you go on my Facebook page, there's a video on my personal Facebook page that's open to the public. That's a commercial from when I was 24. And the lesson that I learned with that failure was, as good as I was at sales, as good as I was at training, I really didn't know much about running a business. And I really didn't know much about lead generation. I had come from companies that had millions of dollars to spend on lead generation. And when I opened my own dealership, my own business, I didn't have a clue. So I've spent the rest of my career going, I'm never going to make that mistake again. And so lead generation has been the backbone of what I've done ever since. So I left the manufactured housing industry. I got into, I partnered with some guys out of Utah. We created a mortgage product for down payment assistance. We had clients that ranged from Wells Fargo Home Mortgage to Keller Williams to Coldwell Banker to KB Home to Beazer Homes. And when that product went away, we were literally outlawed by Congress. It's worrisome when you have a product that gets targeted. But we were one of the scapegoats from the 2008 housing crash. But I was able to turn that into a training company in which I was training and consulting for the same clients that I have with Neighborhood Gold, Keller Williams and Coldwell Banker and Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. So anybody that was looking to generate leads in the housing space for buyers, borrowers, etc., that was kind of my expertise. And then about, it's been 10, 11 years. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. Happy ending. Okay. But I was out of town. I'd been speaking at an event for like 5,000 realtors. And I realized, I'm not there for my family. And so when you're a trainer or consultant in that space, and this was well before StreamYard and all this, you had to always be there in person. So I lived in, Hilton hotels and what have you. And there you are, you're eating at either an Outback or a Chili's every day because they're the what's next to a hotel. And so I quit that, went back into my original space of manufactured housing, opened a modular home company, sold that. And then a couple of years later, I'm being a bum. I'm at a family reunion. And here at my family reunion, I've got a little 25-year-old cousin that walks up to me, says, "Hey, Jason," he goes, "I'm working for this wholesale company in Midland, Texas, and I want to go out on my own." And he said, "Would you back me?" And my first response was, hell no. Because I had a perception of the wholesale cash home buying space being where, people would prey on home sellers, right? That was my perception. And that perception is still out there today. But what changed for me was we were talking about this over the weekend, and just so happens, now he had left this company, and it just so happened he got a call from a seller while we're at this family reunion. And she had a situation where she needed to be out of her house in 2 weeks because they were going to foreclose on it for taxes. And so I looked at this situation and I said, okay, well, let's just test this out, right? Let me see how this goes. So we asked her what she wanted for it. She wanted 30 grand. I did the math. I said, okay, this is in Lubbock, Texas. I can Airbnb it if it turns out to be the worst thing, but let's try this wholesale thing. So we got it under contract for 30,000. 2 days later, we had the B side. We had a buyer for it in less than 48 hours, and we made a $32,000 assignment fee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not a bad first go.
Not a bad first go. And so, but here's what sold it for me was the seller was ecstatic. She had enough money to get a used car. She had enough money to get an apartment and have some savings and start fresh.
Yeah.
And, it changed my perception of the whole industry. Because for me, I had to know that what we were doing and everything that I do, I come from a space of integrity, a base of integrity. And so that was important to me. And so it was at that point that I said, okay, if I brought all my years of building sales teams and marketing teams and organizations, if I could bring that to this space, what could we accomplish? And so we created a company called what'smyoffer.com. And just like everybody else that starts out in this space, we set up a WordPress website, right? 99% of all the investors have some type of WordPress website, whether it's Carrot, Minute Pages, a custom site, whatever the case may be, it's WordPress. And I have a tech background, right? I've built and sold a couple of apps over the years in the real estate space. And I thought, well, heck, I can do this better than everybody else out there. So I built this fantastic website. It was amazing. We had all the content that you could want. We were ranking for SEO, all these things. But the website was a failure. We could get traffic there, but we weren't converting. And so I put a heat map on the website, and that heat map told me the behavior. So all these reviews, all these pages about foreclosure and how to handle that and all, nobody looked at it. They would hit the website. They would hover over the phone and email in the form on the hero section, the top part of the website. They would hover there and then they click off in 30 seconds. Oh, and I was frustrated. So I'm having lunch with my dad, and my dad was my first sales mentor. My dad's the one that taught me sales. He had me on a sales floor when I was 12 years old selling water beds. That's where I started my career, selling water beds when I was 12. And that's a heck of a way to start. I actually found some pictures of that the other day. I wish I had them on my computer. I'd share them with you because they're sad. But anyway, I'm having lunch with him. He said, "Well, Jason, you're an idiot." I said, "Well, Dad, what do you mean I'm an idiot?" And he said, well, the name of your company is What's My Offer? People are visiting your website to get an offer. And I
Brilliant.
said, oh, okay, Dad, And so that's when we set out to figure out a way to give people instant offers, right? That's how it came about. And so the first thing we had to do was we had to figure out where to get the valuations from to be able to base our offers off of. We couldn't go with something like Zillow or what have you because those are real consistent. And there's a lot of data providers that provide AVMs, but the key is finding one that was accurate or accurate enough. And so once we discovered that, once we found a data provider that had accurate AVMs, and so these automated valuation models that we use now, in most areas, they're no older than 3 weeks. They come within 3% of the final sales price, historical sales price for homes in those zip codes. So pretty accurate. So then we had to figure out how to take that data and turn it into a lead, right? And so when you look at all the most successful websites out there, lead capture websites or sales websites, they're a funnel, right? There's a process. The user's asking themselves, what's in it for me if I give you my contact information, right? But they also have to have belief in that if they give you that information, they're going to get what they want in return.
Right.
Okay. So what we had to do is we had to figure out a funnel. And so the first thing we did was we went the open door route. And what I mean by the open door route, it was enter your address, answer all these questions about your house, right? What type of countertops? What's the condition? All this stuff. Well, people didn't complete the funnel. It was too long. It was too long. There were too many questions. So then we said, okay, let's pare this down. And so what we came up with was a funnel that's enter your address on the homepage, confirm your address on the next page, right? With just we got the street view and the map. Okay, now we want to confirm the property details, which is, we pre-fill that with public data. So we've got the square footage, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, all that already pre-filled. Those 2 pages aren't really necessary, but what we discovered were those pages were necessary for building credibility. Okay. So when they hit that and they see their house on the screen, oh, okay, these guys, they're legit, right? So then they see that the public property data is pre-filled. Okay, these guys actually know my house. And so then we get to the property repairs page and we pared that down into just pick a level. Does your house need a light touch-up? Does it need a light remodel? Does it need a moderate remodel? Does it need a full rehab? And we describe those, right? And then what we do on the back end is we assign a dollar amount to each one of those levels. Okay, so we can calculate and estimate repairs. So they go through those 3 steps, and now that's just where the magic happens. And this is what Jeremy was talking about, is you go to a lead capture page, which is, okay, you're 5 seconds away from getting your cash offer. We've got a number over there calculated, but it's blurred out. And that page right there is where they fill in their name, their email, and what have you. And if they fill that out, they get their instant cash offer. So 75% of the people that reach that page complete it. Okay, so we only have 25% of people that bounce with the contact information. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive, right? I was, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm on to something.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And so then they go to the instant offer page, and they get their offer. And at that point, we've got their contact information to follow up with. So this really helped What's My Offer expand from 1 city to 13. It allowed us to grow to a point where we're one of the top, wholesalers in the state of Texas. But I have no desire to grow outside of Texas. I actually built What's My Offer to be acquired later on down the road. But anyway, I started getting phone calls from other wholesalers, and they, had the question, where'd you get this technology?
Right.
Can I buy it from? How do I buy it? And at first I was like, oh, this is proprietary. I'm not giving this away. But then people like Jeremy were hounding me. And I said, okay, well, let me see if I can turn this into a business that makes me money. And that's how the instant offer engine as a service came to be. And at first, it was just an add-on to, say, a carrot site, but now we've expanded it to where we have our own microsites that are lead capture sites, um, and it's grown and it's changing people's business. It's
Yeah.
changed Jeremy's business. I've got you know I've got clients that Carrot's number one lead generation website is a client of mine. And I mean, this guy gets 20,000 views or unique visitors a month. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
And we were able to increase his conversion percentage. Now he has a low conversion percentage because he's all over the New England area. And he gets all these SEO leads. So his conversion percentage initially was 2%. Now it's at 6. And that number doesn't sound high, but when you look at the fact that he's getting 20,000 views a month, that's a pretty big jump.
Oh yeah,
You look at someone like Jeremy, he's in a smaller market, and he was getting, when we started, he was at 12% conversion. Now historically, his had kind of gone up and down depending upon what his marketing was. But when he started, he was 12, and I think right now he's at 22, 23% conversion on a Carrot website. So the tool is a really powerful tool for taking the traffic that you already are generating and turning that into more leads, right?
right.
But that's not all it can do. I mean, there's so many things you can do with the instant offer engine.
Jason Moss, do you want to pull it up and show everyone kind of what instant offer engine looks like? I think we've got Jeremy's site just as an example.
Sure.
And then Jason Blackburn, if you want to talk through kind of how this works and what it's like from the consumer perspective and as the real estate investor, when things come to them, how can they utilize this? They're saying, yes, let's see it.
Yeah.
And we can kind of talk through how they can utilize this. Obviously, it's an incredible tool. We know it skyrocketed lead generation. It skyrockets the quality of leads. But there's a strategy behind it, right? Once someone fills out that form, how do you respond to them? And I'll admit it, like when we talked, Jason, you opened my eyes to a whole different strategy when it came to responding to internet leads and kind of how your team does it in-house. And I don't know if everyone knows this about Jason, but he's a big belly to belly grassroots, like gets out in his local community. His people are out there on the ground. I will never forget you telling me the story about maybe your team saying, hey, I'm actually going to be in the area tomorrow. Can I pick up some tacos and I'll come meet you to take a look at your property? I'd love for you to share that with them because that was eye-opening to me. So anyways, I'll let you all take this over now.
Yeah. So what you're looking at right here is my website, whatsmyoffer.com, right?
Right.
And so we went through a lot of iterations with this, and our goal was to have it have kind of a tech startup look. That's what we decided that we wanted to go with. That had the best results. And so what you see here, when you look at this, we're telling people what's in it for them. Get an instant cash offer, right? So we're telling them what's in it for them. We're telling them how long the process is going to take, 90 seconds. So there's no questions, right? It's not going to be a 10-minute form. You're going to get one in 90 seconds, right? The other thing there is going to be the mock-up. So you see that iPhone mock-up. Now that's an old one. We haven't switched that out. But that has been that mock-up is the key. That's the key to conversions on this, because people need to see that if they give up their address, they can literally get an offer, right? And they can do it right there on their phone even, right? So because we're mobile optimized as well. So, they can go ahead and do that. Now, do you have Jeremy's site up?
Yeah, I got it up. Because this is your site. Yeah. But I want to show it on a Carrot site because a lot of everybody's familiar with this.
This is a Carrot site. Now with Carrot, when you typically look at a Carrot website or any of the other WordPress websites, what you're going to see is a form that's asking for not only the property address, but asking for a phone and email, right? And so the problem with that is forms are conversion killers, meaning that when people are looking at this, they're going, do I really want to give up my phone and email? And they're looking at all these websites. And so what we're doing with this is we're saying, hey, you don't have to give us all your information right away, right? You want an instant cash offer in 90 seconds. Again, we've got that headline there. Just enter your property address and you can get a cash offer. Okay. So what we're doing is we're taking away that reluctance, that fear of giving up your information and then being hounded or, whatever that case may be by putting that in there. Okay. So let's not do one on his because I don't want to go into his system. But I tell you what you can do is pull up mbhousebuyer.com.
You say MB like Michael?
Yeah, like Myrtle Beach, mbhousebuyer.com. Okay. So what we're looking at here, this is an instant offer engine site. Okay. So these are ones that can be created. And these take about 90 seconds to set up, by the way. And with the instant offer engine, you get unlimited websites. We don't charge based upon how many websites you have, right? It can be 1, it can be 1,000. I don't care. It's the same price. And the reason for that is, you want to be able to set up different marketing campaigns. Okay. So this website right here is going to be for a very specific marketing campaign. So with Jeremy, we're going to be taking this postcard that we've designed for him, and we're actually taking over his direct mail so that when this goes out, when people scan this QR code, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm all bad. But when they scan that QR code, it's going to take them to this website. Okay. And then we can track how many of these postcards actually lead to visits. And then we can track, conversions and all that to test out the efficiency of the campaigns. But we don't have this one connected to a CRM or anything right now. So let's go ahead and enter an address and show people how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So now from the website, it goes to the funnel. Now, what you're seeing here is if we had clicked on the other website, the Carrot website, it would look just like this, right?
Right. I wanted to make that clear. It's the same exact funnel once you put in your address.
It's the same exact funnel, but what you'll notice is you have your logo,
right,
and then you have your colors throughout the funnel. Okay. So if whatever website you have, we can connect it to your current website, and then you can also build additional websites for free, right? Basically, as well for different campaigns, pay-per-click, whatever. And we can talk about that later. But anyway, so this is a white label funnel. So now we see the street view, we see the map. People go, okay, yeah, this is legit. So we clicked, they got it right.
Yep.
Okay, so now we've pulled in the public property data. Now, an important point to make, I should have made it on the last screen, is when they enter their address, we now have a lead, okay? Because at this point, we've already pulled, once they hit that get a cash offer button, we pulled all their public property data as well as all their valuation models. So if they bounce at any point in time, you still have a lead that you can skip trace, right?
Right.
And we provide on the lead sheet that you get, we provide a link to Fast People Search. So you can literally just click that link. It looks up who's on, who's living there, and you can call the folks. Okay. But so on this page, this pulls up the public property data. They go, oh, this is great. Now they click next, right? Okay. And now this has the 4 conditions that we just talked about, right? So it's got a description. And now here's the thing. When we calculate these, depending upon what area you're in, your cost might be different, right? your costs for a full rehab in California are probably going to be different than what they are for me in Texas, right? It's probably going to be more expensive. So on the back end, you can adjust the formula. So, for instance, on this, we have this at $10, $20, $40, and $60 per square foot to calculate the repairs. And we just take that and multiply that by the square footage that was in the other fields, right? So, but if you're in a market where, you can't do a full rehab for $60 square foot, you can change the formula. You can change that to $70, $80, whatever you need for your market, okay?
I think that's such an important point that a lot of people that we've had conversations with ask, like, how do I verify, or how am I in control of the information that's being given out and the expectations that are being set as far as this price? So with this, you guys as real estate investors, you have full control on what price point you want to hit as far as those different estimates. Like, you guys are fully in control of that. This isn't being determined for you. You get to set those rates.
Yes. Yeah, and because it just makes sense, because what it costs in one market is going to differ from what it's in another market. Same with the buy box, the ARV percentage. So your ARV percentage, you can change that as well, so that you can hit the numbers for your buy box. Because if you're in say Phoenix, which is a highly competitive market, you don't want to set your buy box at 60-65%. Your ARV percentage, you want to set that, 75, 85, somewhere in there, right? So we allow you to change that. It's real simple. And it's super simple to do. But anyway, go ahead and click next. Okay, now this is where the magic happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're 5 seconds away from getting a cash offer. All right. And you can see that it's blurred out over there. And we're just asking for your name and your phone number. Now, here's the interesting thing. Now, as I've said before, 75% of people that enter this funnel complete the funnel, okay, by giving us their contact information. But it takes us, on average, 48 seconds for people to enter their address once they hit the homepage. But this page right here, about 20-25% of people that fill this out don't fill it out for 10-15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Because what they'll do is they'll get to this point, right? And we can see what happens. We can see them not close the tab, but they go and they open another tab. Okay. And this tab goes idle. And they'll be somewhere else in the internet, probably at a competitor's website or whatever, and they come back and they'll fill this out. Because nowhere else are they getting a cash offer. They're being told, put in your phone number, put in your email, and so they'll end up coming back. So what we do is, if they fill this page out right away, whenever they fill this out, then you're getting an email notification you've got a new lead, okay? And we're about to add push notifications to your phone as well. But so you're going to get notified you've got a lead. But if they filled out just the address and haven't completed this, we put a delay in there, meaning that we're not going to send you the incomplete lead yet, because we want to give that visitor enough time to fill this out, right? So we've got that slight delay there. But once they do that, go ahead and click on it, Jason. Okay. Now they're taken to the instant offer page. Now there's two options here. Option one is we can provide a fixed number, right? Let's just say 65% of ARV and your offer is 150, right? Or we can do the range. Now, when we first started this, we didn't offer the instant offer range. And if you remember in Jeremy's last conversation with you guys, the last one, he talked about working with me. Mm-hmm. Well, here's what happened. He calls me on a Thursday. Jason, I got a problem. Jeremy, you're one of my best clients. He was my number third client, third person to sign up for this. And he calls me and says, I got a problem. And I said, what's that, Jeremy? He said, this thing is generating a lot of leads. Leads are just going through the roof. He said, but my sales team is really struggling with the fixed offer. He said we get people that will call and say, you made you shot your shot, it's too low, and won't talk to them. Now, I haven't changed mine. Mine is still a fixed offer amount. It's not an offer range because I've trained my people to be able to handle those situations. But, Jeremy's like, listen, my team is used to making offer ranges and telling people a range and then setting up an appointment. So if there was a way we could do this, I'd be more comfortable and they'd be more comfortable. So we worked on this and we said, okay, let me see what I can do. So he called me Thursday afternoon. Tuesday morning, I had this ready and pushed. Okay. Because I'm just smart enough to listen to my clients, just smart enough to do that. But one of the things about our software is we're able to move fast on things, right? And the reason for that is we're not tied into a WordPress ecosystem, right? That WordPress system is, it's got all these different functionalities. And while we could build something like that, we can't move with the speed that we can with a custom built app like what we have. So now they get this offer range. And this is what most of my clients have gone to, right? I would say 90% of our clients are using the offer range now. And now they've got the option of sending you pictures via email. We're going to add an upload feature in the future, but that's a little ways down the road. They can book an appointment. So like if you have a free Calendly account, you can integrate Calendly in here and they can book an appointment. It's going to go straight on your calendar. Okay. Or they can click to call if they're on their phone or what have you. But this is really powerful because what happens when you follow up with it, you call somebody and say, hey, Danielle, this is Jason Blackburn with What's My Offer? I saw that you had requested a cash offer on your house on 33 Burgundy Drive. And, the range is pretty, it's pretty high there. But if I could get some more information for you about your situation, about the condition of the house, then maybe we can get it up towards that higher range. So what's the situation on the house, Danielle? Right. And that's how you handle the phone call. Okay. And then you just have the conversation and you go through the conversation and then you close for the appointment because the purpose of the call is to close for an appointment. Right. But that's the tool right there. That's it. It's a really, really powerful tool. And it leads to conversions and it helps you convert leads to appointments because people always want that higher number. Okay. Now, when you get out to the house and that higher number might not be the right number, but now you have the opportunity to explain to them exactly what their house is worth and why it's worth that. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Makes a lot of sense. I know some people are probably asking or wondering right now, can you go ahead and connect this to like Zapier and move it to their CRM and, their own automations and whatnot?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a question there. Hold on. I'm going to answer this one question. Does your company help to get it set up on our website? Absolutely, we can. Okay. So there's instructions when you sign up for do it yourself, or we do charge $99 to set it up on your websites. Okay. But yeah, we can do that. Setting it up on your own is not really hard, by the way. I mean, the instructions are very clear. And let me say this real quick before I answer your question, Jason. When we designed this and designed everything, I told my dev team that everything we do, my 72-year-old mother has to be able to use. Right? Yeah. If my 72-year-old mom cannot use this, then we're not releasing it. Okay. So this is super simple. Okay. It's really super, super simple to do and set up. But anyway, so Zapier. So you've got two options, right? So all your leads are going to be in one account. Okay. So even if you have like 2 funnels and 5 websites, they all go into one account. You can connect Zapier then to do different things. So you can connect it to your CRM. You can connect it to do SMS notifications, email notifications, whatever you want to do. And you can do different pathways, right? Meaning that, let's say that you have somebody that doesn't complete the funnel. but you've got the mailing address, you've got the homeowner name, the legal owner name. Well, maybe you connect it to a company like Postalytics or Stamp or something like that, and now you can send out direct mail automatically through Zapier, right? You can push it to your CRM, and you can use the different fields, no ARV, some ARVs, whatever, and you can filter it for different workflows. So you can absolutely connect it to anything through Zapier, or if you've got a CRM or a product that uses a webhook that can provide you with a webhook, you can put a webhook on an individual website and use that to trigger your workflow for that particular website. So like with this website, mbhousebuyer.com, which is, one of his sites that's going to be for a direct mail campaign, we'll have a very specific workflow that's activated from this website that's different than the one that's activated on myrtlebeachhomebuyers.com. Okay. So you can connect anything, and guys, I'm here to help. I tell people I'm part of your success team. I give people my cell phone number. If you text me at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm not responding. You text me at 8 p.m. at night, I'm responding. I work late and sleep in a little bit, but I'll always respond to you. I'll always be there to help you. But you can connect this and do so many different things with it.
I was going to jump in and say that's the biggest thing that I took away when you and I had that first phone call, Jason, and I called Jason afterwards, and I said the amount of knowledge that this guy has, not only about this tool and tech. Obviously, the concept of instant offer engine is beyond brilliant, but your experience in real estate investing, and you were talking about all of the different things that you've tested over the year as far as direct mail campaigns and SEO and how to do belly-to-belly sales and how to really work and build your online presence and your local market presence in the marketing channels that you do use. Do you mind, this is kind of going off topic just a bit, but do you mind sharing what you do as far as marketing in your own local area? I want everyone to understand that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And while we teach a lot of SEO, you do a little bit of a different technique with where you advertise. Do you mind painting a picture for them of that?
Yeah. So, I hate to say this, but I don't worry about SEO. I could care less about SEO. And the reason for that is, like, I'm in every market in Texas, and I have heavy hitters in Texas. I've got New Western with HomeGo.com. I've got Homevestors. I've got Net Worth Realty. New Western just in Dallas Fort Worth does 600 deals a month, right? I mean, these are heavy hitters that we compete with, and we're gaining market share. But here's the thing. So this business is a path. There's steps to success, right? So if we begin with the end in mind, we all want checks, right? So if we all want to check, then you have to have closings. To have closings, you have to have contracts. In order to have contracts, you have to have conversations. In order to have conversations, you have to have contacts. And in order to have contacts, you have to have conversions on your website. And in order to have conversions on your website, you have to have clicks, right? So when we look at those steps, clicks, conversions, contacts, that's your marketing, right? Contacts to contracts is going to be your sales. And then contracts to closings is going to be your real estate experience, your real estate knowledge, and your ability to get things done in the real estate space, right? So when a lot of people started looking at the instant offer engine, all they saw was, oh, well, this might be a cool tool for my website, but that was all they thought about it. And the reality is it's a really cool tool for lead generation. Okay, so you mentioned belly to belly. So let's say that you are hold on a second. Something fell on the floor that I needed. So let's say that you are driving for dollars. Let's say that you're a new guy. You're just starting out and you don't have a very large budget. Okay. But you can drive for dollars. Now, when you drive for dollars, you can send a postcard, but what about putting a doorknob hanger on? Okay. This doorknob hanger right here that we use, again, it's got the mock-up. And by the way, we auto-generate these mock-ups for you. So once you create a website or a funnel, then you're going to have a little space on your dashboard that says download mock-ups. and you can download these mock-ups for use on your print. So you don't have to worry about generating these in Photoshop or anything like that. It's done for you, okay? Then we put the QR code. Again, I'm backwards here on the mirror or whatever. We got the create QR code. We got the 3 easy steps. And then we've got what's my offer. And we'd have a phone number, but nobody ever calls, okay? I mean, we've literally, on our new marketing materials on our website, you won't find a phone number anymore. Right. Okay, we don't put it on that. But you tag these houses. And you can get 2,500 of these for like $300, right?
Jeez.
And out of 2,500 over 4 or 5 months, you'll get 5 deals, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's one thing that you can do. But here's what I have. Here's what I recommend people do. Door knocking. And you mentioned I'm still, even though I'm a tech guy, I'm still a belly-to-belly salesperson. So when I started out in manufactured housing sales, I was a young man on the totem pole, right? I have all these more experienced salespeople. They're 30, 40 years old. They've been doing it for a while. And when a lead would come into the office, these guys would skate by me and take them. And I was like, man, how do I compete with this? Well, in the mobile home business, we actually wholesaled houses too, meaning that we could take trade-ins of old mobile homes. We'd rehab them and we'd sell them. So what I did was I started door knocking mobile home parks. I go to a mobile home park, I knock on the door and I'd say, hi, I want to buy your house. What do you mean you want to buy my house? I work for Palm Harbor. We can put you in a new double wide for $399 a month. I can get this old house out of here, including all the trash, all that. So I had experience at door knocking. But here's how you door knock in this business, okay? And and a lot of people say, door knocking doesn't work. Well, that's BS, because it does if you do it right. And here's what I mean. Go to a neighborhood, one of your suspect neighborhoods that has a lot of suspect houses, okay? They meet your basic criteria, 70% equity, 15, 30 years old, right? Pick out the worst house, the one that would be the ad for We Buy Ugly Houses, right? Find that house in that neighborhood. Now you go ahead and tag that house, but that's not your target. Your target is all the neighbors. So what you do is you use that house as an excuse to have conversations with people on the street. Okay. So you pick out that house and then you go knock on the neighbor's house down the street. Knock, knock, knock. They answer the door. You stand 3 feet back. They answer. Hi, I'm sorry for interrupting your day. My name is Jason Blackburn. I'm a real estate investor, and I'm trying to get information on that house down the street. The blue house. It's all got all those weeds and all the cars in the yard. That's a perfect house for us to buy, but I can't get any information on it. Do you know who owns that house? Right? And voice inflection is really important. Facial expressions are really important. So if you're not comfortable, go to the bathroom and practice that script. But it's really, really simple, right? Don't knock on their door and say, would you entertain a cash offer on your house? Because What's going to happen? They're going to slam the door in your face, right? But if you say, hey, what's going on with that house down the street? Guess what? People will talk to you. They'll tell you about that house. Oh, that's an eyesore. There's drugs in there all the time, right? If you could buy that, that'd be great. And so then you just have a conversation with them. And what'll happen is they'll tell you that the guy across the street's having an affair. So they're about to get divorced. So you might be able to pick up their house too, right?
Right.
I mean, that's a true story. That actually happened, right? So you have that conversation with them, and then you say, by the way, just out of curiosity, what were your plans with your house? Have y'all thought about selling it? Oh, well, it needs to be fixed up. I don't know what we could get for it. I'm here right now. I could walk through the house and I could tell you what repairs it would take to get it up to, like new condition. And then you'd have the information you need to make a smart real estate decision, right? What's it hurt? And so a lot of times people will let you in. They'll let you go through the house and give them an estimate on repairs. And then you can talk to them about what it would take to sell that house through a realtor and all that. And now all of a sudden you're credible. but you're also standing out from your competition because your competition knocked on the door and said, what? Would you entertain selling your house for cash, right? They've provided no value before they've asked that question, right? They've developed no rapport, no personalization. But by doing what we're doing, we're creating personalization, obligationcy. So an obligation, and then we're going to create urgency. So if you door knock in that route, in that way, you're going to get results. You're going to build relationships. Now, most people aren't going to be ready to sell their house. So what you do when you leave, mark it in your app, wherever you use PropStream, whatever you're using, you can mark that house, right? And then you say, hey, look, I know you're not ready right now, but if you just want to know what you could sell your house for, you can go online anytime and get an estimate of what you could get for your house. And then, and then you just give me a call. And if you're interested in selling it, then we can work it out. I mean, easy enough, right? Oh, yeah, that's pretty easy. And you'd be amazed at how many people will tell you, well, I'm not ready to sell my house. And then later that night, we see them on the computer at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, putting their address in.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Everybody wants to see their offer.
Everybody wants to see their offer. So now they're in my funnel, right? Some of them will sell right away. Some of them might not sell for next year. But now I've got a funnel. I've got a pipeline that I'm building. Okay. So that's one way that you can door knock and generate leads. Another way, we talk belly to belly. So let's say you put a deal together, you've got a house, you sell it to a buyer, whether you flip it yourself and rehab it yourself, or you sell it to a buyer, make a deal with whoever buys that house that when that house is 90% complete, you're going to hold an open house for the neighborhood. Okay. And here's what happens. When you do an open house for a neighborhood, you go knock everybody's door in the neighborhood. Hey, that trap house that was down the street that was causing everybody problems, we fixed it. And we want to show it off to everybody in the neighborhood. So we're going to throw a brisket party on Saturday. I'm in Texas, so we do brisket, right?
I'll show up to that.
Yeah. But here's what I'm going to do, Jason. I'm going to ask you, hey, by the way, I need somebody that can slice all this brisket. You good at slicing? And they say, oh, well, yeah, I can slice. My husband can. Yeah, great. Hey, Danielle, do you make good cornbread? Because I need somebody to bring some cornbread. Yeah. And you can turn it into a potluck, right? So you can throw this kind of block party. And what you do is when you get people down there, people are going to pull you aside. They're going to say, I've been thinking about selling my house. I've gotten into some trouble, blah, 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 blah. But I'm kind of embarrassed about it. Hey, don't worry about it. Listen, take my card, go home, fill out the form. I will call you tomorrow to set up an appointment, and then we can discuss your situation, right? And so again, you're building obligation and rapport with these folks. So there's all sorts of things you can do belly to belly that most people don't think about, right? This is a tool that takes pressure off of sellers because they don't want to have conversations about their situation. True story. And I tell this story on my website, but true story. And this is when I knew we had something. We got a lead very early on from the release of this. And we couldn't get a hold of the lead for like a week, but we looked at the house. It was a high dollar house for our market. It had an ARV of $400,000, which for West Texas, which is where this lead was coming from, that was a high dollar amount. I mean, we deal in Texas, we deal in 150 to 225 range is what we deal with, right? And I'm going to answer the question about the ads in just a second. But what we had was we finally did the breakfast taco thing. So I had one of my female agents go knock on this woman's door and take her breakfast tacos on a Saturday morning. Okay. So she opens the door and she says, oh, yeah, I need to sell my house, but I'm embarrassed. And my girl says, well, that's okay. That's what we do. This is what we do for a living is we help people out. You mind if we just sit down and have these breakfast tacos and we talk about it? So they sit down and have a conversation. Here's what was going on. The woman was married. Her husband was in federal prison, been sentenced to 18 years for opioids. He was a former football player who had gotten injured before the NFL draft. I mean, this was a guy that was going to go pro, probably fifth, sixth round, but he was going to go pro. But he gets injured. It's a career-threatening injury. He gets addicted to opioids, and then he finds himself he finds himself dealing with drugs to pay for the habit of the addiction of the opioids. Really, really sad story. But anyway, she didn't want to tell this story to everybody, right? It was embarrassing. She was embarrassed about her situation. And we said, look, it's okay. It's okay. We're here to help you. And so, I mean, we literally, the house was in his name, so we had to go to federal prison. That's an ordeal, by the way. You know, I mean, yeah, because you have to wait for them to mail the contracts back, because the notary goes in, the notary gets everything signed, then they hand the documents to the guard. The guard then mails them via USPS, not overnight, nothing like that. It's, so you got to wait on that. But anyway, she had gone on to all of our competitor websites. She'd gotten the postcards from all of our competitors. The difference was when she got our postcard, she was able to go straight to the website and get an offer. Mm-hmm. And so she was comfortable. So all these other guys that were mailing her and everything else, they never even got to talk to her, because that form was a conversion killer. Asking for the phone number first prevented her from putting her information in. And so our instant offer engine gave her an offer of $188. We gave her $201, and we made $67,000 on the deal. Okay. And that was a deal that never would have happened without the instant offer engine. Just wouldn't have happened. Okay. Yeah. Let me answer this question. Can you run ads with this technology if we don't have much traffic to our websites? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Jason, can you pull up instantofferengine.com?
Yep.
Let's pull up instantofferengine.com, and then I'm going to have you click on a page. Okay. Under marketing ideas, there should be Facebook ads. Okay, let's click on that. Okay, so scroll down just a little bit and let's show these screenshots here real quick. So you'll see two screenshots here of typical Facebook ads that people run, right, that have ugly houses, okay? And then you'll see the instant offer engine ads, okay? You'll notice a complete and total difference here in the style and the look. So what you're doing with Facebook ads, for instance, when it comes to lead generation, you've got two goals with your marketing and your advertising. Goal one is to build top of mind awareness. TOMA is what we call it, right? Name recognition, brand building. So you want to get your brand out there and make it memorable and be known for something that's different from your competition. So with the instant offer engine, you can put that mock-up in there, get an instant cash offer. The people that are seeing it, they might not need a cash offer now, but if you keep showing them that ad, you keep mailing them, whatever, when they are ready, they're going to click on that ad. Because what's a more powerful call to action, right? Get an instant cash offer now, right? Or we buy, or an ugly house, right? What are people going to respond to? I can guarantee you these Facebook ads that we have will increase your conversions. Okay. So, and if you scroll down just a little bit more, keep going. Yeah. Okay. So we've designed some templates, and we're going to design some more. So Jason, if you click on one of those,
Canva. Oh, that's sweet. So then you can modify it.
Yes. So what you can do is you can sign up for a free Canva account, and all you've got to do with these ads is you can download your mock-up and swap it out, and then change your background color. Right? Easy. So we've got some ads that are done for you. We go back to the other page real quick because I want to show you something. Scroll down just to show that second row. Okay. No. So you'll see like the testimonial ad, and did I misspell that?
Yep.
Oh my God. Danielle, you missed that. You should have caught that for me.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
I
Hey,
It's my
know.
fault. My
I
fault.
know. I got to blame somebody, right?
I'll take it.
So the testimonial ad is really great for retargeting. Okay. And then you'll see these after hours and these weekend ads, right? If it's after dark, so we might be asleep, but our website will provide you a cash offer even if you're in your PJs, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Same thing with the weekend. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean you can't get a cash offer, right? So, with Facebook, you can set your hours, right? You can have an ad stop at 8 p.m. and then you can switch it to 8 p.m. to, 6 a.m. the next morning, and you can run the after hours of the weekend ads, right? And again, you're setting this up so that people have that concept of I can get a cash offer whenever without talking to anybody, right? Because call reluctance is such a big deal these days, right? We are trained as consumers now not to call people, right? You want car insurance? Go online. You want a prescription for something? Go online. You don't even have to talk to a doctor nowadays, okay? So we want to remove that call reluctance and provide the experience that people are used to. So these are some examples of Facebook ads that you can run. And we provide you with these free templates that you can utilize. And again, if you need help, and we're going to be coming out with more of these, but these are just some to start with. And you can change the headlines, and we're going to change some of the headlines on some of these. But anyway, this is what you like the slimy salesperson one, don't you?
I do. I was just cracking up. You could call this guy, or that speaks to me, especially as a female. That spoke to me like that. That is so good.
That right there is so far our number one ad.
I believe it.
Yeah. So that one gets the most clicks.
Yeah.
And so I debated whether or not to use that one, but I thought screw it, because so many people are afraid of calling somebody and getting that guy, right?
Yes.
That's what they're afraid of. So let's address that and tell them, hey, just go to our website, right? So these are some ways that you can differentiate with Facebook, pay-per-click. So in pay-per-click, and Jason, you're more the expert on pay-per-click than I am, but basically with pay-per-click, you have headlines that will rotate, right? And as Google learns which ads produce better, which headlines combinations produce better, but there are some headlines that you'll want to throw in there. Get a cash offer in 90 seconds, right? You want to throw that headline in there, and you'll want to throw in get a cash offer 24/7, right? Or a variation thereof, so that you can let people know that they can get a cash offer instantly and they can get it anytime, right? Because a lot of your competitors will advertise, get a cash offer same day, get a cash offer in 24 hours. And that's in their pay-per-click headline. So if their pay-per-click is saying, get a cash offer in 24 hours, and that's in spot number 1, then I want to be in spot number 3 or 4 with get an instant offer, right? I want them to scan down and see my ad that says get an instant offer and click on mine, okay? And what we're seeing with pay-per-click is that number 3 spot, that's the sweet spot. Number 1, you get a lot of clicks, but you get a lot of crap too. You get a lot of tire kickers that bounce off. But spot number 3 seems to be a sweet spot for a lot of our clients. Okay. So, and then something else to consider, can you go back to MB House Buyer, the homepage? You should just be able to click on the, be able to just click on the logo. So one of the things that pay-per-click takes into account is the landing page, right? And how do the keywords in the ads match with the keywords and the experience of the landing page? Okay. So when we designed this landing page for these websites, we had pay-per-click in mind, right? Mm-hmm. So we've got all the keywords that you're going to put into a pay-per-click campaign are in this website. Okay. So they're there to help your quality score, but also the user experience, right? Enter your address and scroll on. Now scroll down just a little bit, Jason. So for the people that don't enter, so we got about 50% of the people that just enter their address right away. But then we have people that are reluctant. They need a little bit more information. So when they scroll down, we actually show them how the funnel works, right? Confirm your address and your property details. And again, these mock-ups are all auto-generated by our system, right? So when you go to set up a website, it takes us like that to generate these and generate your website, right?
Yeah. And I personally love this because I need to process a little bit more when I start giving my information out. Mm-hmm. And I hate starting a funnel, so to speak, or survey, whatever it might be, and not knowing how long I'm going to be there putting in information. And what this does is just it instantly tells you that there's only 4 steps. I'm only giving this amount of information, and it's that easy. So I love that you show them every step of the funnel here.
Yeah. So what we'll see is the people we get people that scroll down here and then they bounce back up. Right. Okay. And so now I want you to keep on scrolling. Okay. So there's the filler information, blah, blah, blah. Keep going. Frequently asked questions. Keep going. We're going to go down to the about section. Okay. So this is the about section. Now they operate in 2 different markets in Myrtle Beach. So they have Myrtle Beach and they have, outside the surrounding areas. And this one's aimed at the surrounding areas. So on the website, we don't have an About Us page. And the reason we don't have an About Us page is because that's what we call a bounce page, right? People will go to the About Us page, they'll read it, and they bounce. So I don't want to give them that opportunity, okay? So what we do is we make the About Us section of that homepage editable, okay? So you can go in here and you can put your own information, you can put your own image here, right? And you can put that. So scroll down just a little bit more. And then what we have is if you have reviews, you can put your reviews in there. So go ahead and click on that. All right. And so with the reviews, you can put videos in there. You can link them back to your Google My Business page, which if they don't have, get with Jason because I know you're the expert on that. You got to have a Google My Business page. But you can put all these reviews in there. But there's another page that's actually more powerful. And if you'll scroll back up to the menu on top and go to the Homes We Bought page.
Yep.
Okay. One of the lessons that we learned on what'smyoffer.com was the review page, the reviews didn't get us the conversions that we thought it would. But this page, our most recent cash house purchases, which show actual houses that have been purchased by you, these convert because what they'll do is they'll see these houses. And if they weren't comfortable with the process of seeing the mock-up, they still had some questions after seeing, the process. When they see these houses, now they get more comfortable, and they'll either at the very bottom of the page, they'll enter their address in the form at the bottom of the page, right? So now we say, hey, ready to get an instant cash offer yet, right? So now they scroll down. This is our number 2 converting form, right? So when we see the pathways of people, if they don't convert on that homepage, they convert here on this page. Okay? The review page, not so much. I think reviews are. I think there's review fatigue, right? We see so many fake reviews. I mean, there's a website company. I'm not going to mention their name, but there's a website company in our space that provides websites for people with testimonials already on them. And they use the same stock image and the same fake testimonial on all the websites. Okay. I mean, people can see that and go, that's not real. Right. And so I think there's a matter of people being fatigued by reviews, but when they see the houses, well, that is a little bit more tangible, right? I can see that house. I can relate to that house. That house looks like my house, right? And if you'll notice here, we also have pictures of houses that are the typical, dated, ugly houses, but we've also got the pictures of the really nice houses.
Yeah.
Right. So, so again, that's people are like, well, they only buy houses as is. Well, but then they see this house in Conway, either one of those houses in Conway, they go, wow, those are nice houses. So it's not just all like the one that says Florence down below or whatever. It's not just your typical, older dated house that they're seeing. So again, it gives people more confidence that their home would be eligible for a cash offer. Okay. So that's kind of the psychology of it. If that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't know anybody that's really doing this right now, of having a page showing, bought houses. And I think it's really smart.
Yeah.
Because people think, oh, my house is too nice, they only buy ugly stuff, or vice versa. And once they see other houses and they can relate to it, they're just a lot more going to put their information in.
Yeah, I'm always asking myself the question, what will people relate to? Okay,
Right.
What will they relate to, and how do we make things more relatable? So like Jason, one of the first things, one of the first questions you had for me when we first started talking was you were concerned about the personalization, about not having certain things on the website and what have you. And, my response was, well, I understand where you're coming from, but people care about only a couple things. One is what's in it for them. And if they do give you their information, if they give you their information, are they going to get an instant cash offer? And 3, are you legit? Okay. And I still think reviews need to be on there, but the cash house purchases pictures, those are great. You also see the pop-up down there at the bottom. Okay, you see that pop-up that says it's coming up. So that social proof pop-up is something else that really increased our conversions, because what will happen is that's tied into the entire instant offer engine system. Okay, so that's showing leads across the entire platform, not just from your website. Okay, so what you're seeing is as they're going through there, they can see actual people that are requesting offers on houses. Okay, and it doesn't have their city name, it doesn't have any of that, so it people don't know that's not on your website, but it's still actual homeowners receiving cash offers. So again, that's another confidence builder that goes beyond just the reviews. Okay.
Right.
One more question for you.
Yeah, the land business. So we can't for the land business, and here's why. The instant offer engine only works for single family homes, condos, and townhomes. Okay. We can't there's no automated valuations for land.
Right.
There's no automated, you know what?
Uh-oh. You guys wheel spinning.
We could take the tax value and maybe see if we can figure a formula out for tax. So whoever that is,
That's Jeremy.
Is that Jeremy?
Yeah.
It
just says hitting all kinds of questions in here.
Well,
hey, Jeremy.
Jeremy, he will text me, in the middle of the night. I'll get emails at 12 o'clock with lists and stuff and ideas. So he and I work a lot the same. But you know what, though, that's actually a thought. I'm going to see if I can't build one for a land business using the tax value. So we'll have to play around with the formula. But you know what? I'll try that just for you, Jeremy. Just for you.
He said, create it. He wants it.
Yeah, he lives in Tennessee, so I sent him a bottle of Texas whiskey. I was like, you got to try some Texas whiskey.
Right.
But no, Jeremy's a great guy. But anyway, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. Follow up, for instance, if somebody, is in your funnel and they still haven't bought, because you'll see people get on here and not do a deal for 2-3 years, right? And that's okay. You need that. You need the people in your funnel, but send them a postcard or an email every 4 months. Hey, have you checked your instant offer engine, or have you checked your instant offer lately? With the market going up and down, it may have changed, right?
That's Jeremy again.
will you email that to me or text it to me? You got my cell
Yeah.
phone. But I tell you, I love the guy, but man, look at him. He wants to be special. As
He
I'm
is
showing,
special.
as I'm showing off his website, right?
Right.
Yeah. But if you send a postcard every 3 or 4 months that says, "Hey, have you checked your instant offer?" You'll get people coming back and going, "Oh, wow, it's changed.
Yeah,
Maybe now's
that's
the
actually
time."
really, really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and like with follow-up ads on Facebook, you can do the same thing. You can do retargeting ads. Have you checked your instant offer lately? Have you seen if it's changed, right? And so if people see that it goes down, they might call you and say, "Hey, I don't want this to go down any further," right? If it's going up, they'll call you and say, "Hey, I'm ready to sell," right? So there's a lot of things that you can do with this from a lead generation standpoint. You've got pay-per-click, you've got Facebook ads. One of the things that Jeremy's doing that I absolutely love is the connected TV.
Mhm.
And Jeremy, type in, what's the website again? Type that in so we can see it and share it with people. But one of the things that we're doing with Jeremy and our Jeremy's doing, I should say, but is connecting all of his marketing is going, just like what we do, is going to drive traffic to the website, right? To build that
This was
brand.
something else he said right there. Sorry, it was
Yeah.
a big one. I didn't want to drop it on you, but yes, exactly what you're saying is what Jeremy was saying.
Yeah. So you take all of your marketing, you drive it to that hub, right? And you're accomplishing two things. One, you're getting immediate leads, right? You're going to get a certain percentage of people that immediately go ahead and fill out the offer, and now they're in there. But if they aren't ready, you're building that top of mind awareness, right? And so, like with Jeremy's market in Myrtle Beach, he has a partner named Adam that does his TV commercials. And Adam is kind of this larger than life person, right? And so one of the things Jeremy was telling me is that, hey, people recognize him. So on the postcards that we're sending out, we're putting Adam on the postcard. And this is a screenshot from his TV commercial, right? And so what that does is we're now putting copy on here. Now I had to change this because this was too small. But we're putting copy on there that's out of Adam's mouth. Hi, this is Adam, and I buy houses here in Myrtle Beach. Maybe you've seen me on TV, maybe not, right? So we're playing off of what he's doing on TV with the postcards, right? So you have all these different options of what you can do. So the instant offer engine is not just that conversion tool. That's the first thing it does, right? That's the best thing it does right out of the gate. But you can build upon that, right? So pay-per-click, TV, bus bench ads, that's what we do, right? So in the target neighborhoods we want, a bus bench ad costs $500, $600 a month. And so instead of having, what are those signs called? I don't even use them.
Bandit signs?
Bandit signs, yeah. I hate those. Those are ugly. I hate them. So when everybody else is putting up a bandit sign, we've got a bus bitch ad that says, get an instant cash offer, what'smyoffer.com with a screenshot. You go into a dollar store in our market areas. Guess what you see on the back of a receipt at the dollar store? You see an ad for What's My Offer, right? So, and a dollar store is $500, $600, $700 a month, depending upon the traffic of that store. But I guarantee you, in all of your target neighborhoods, there's a dollar store. Go in there, buy yourself a Coke or whatever, get that receipt, make sure it's long enough, and you'll see a phone number on there that you can call to find the advertising agency for that store. And you can get on the back of their receipts so that when people are getting the direct mail, they're seeing the Facebook ads, they're seeing the pay-per-click ads, they're also seeing you on the back of dollar store. They're seeing you at the bus bench ads, right? So there's all sorts of things that you can do to generate traffic. Right. And then the website does its job with converting the traffic. I mean, our average on our websites is over 25% now. So, and some of those higher. I mean, I've got some pay-per-click clients that are getting 70% conversion, right, on pay-per-click ads. I mean, so 7 out of 10 clicks are turning into an actual lead. Okay. Facebook is going to be lower. Facebook, you're getting a more broad audience that visits the website, so your conversion rates are going to be lower on Facebook than pay-per-click. But anyway, you can tie all that in. And like, Investor CTV, which is Jeremy's connected TV, one of the really cool things is, they can take a list, right? A suspect list that you download from PropStream or whatever, and they can match those addresses to actual houses with TVs in them, right? It's got Hulu, whatever. And on that, you can present you can talk about, getting an instant cash offer, go to my website anytime, right? But the other thing is, if you're driving traffic from somewhere else to the website and they hit the website, well, you can put a tracking script in there, a pixel, right, for the CTV that will then start serving those people ads, right? So they go to the website and now they're seeing you on TV and they're going, wow, I mean, so it's really cool. And, Jeremy, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually do AI. And we're looking at doing AI for video emails to where our clients can record a video email for an autoresponder. And then what we do is where we like mail merge, where it says John Smith and you put in John and Smith, right? With AI, we're going to be able to actually mimic your voice and replace that name. Right. So, hi, Danielle. Thanks for visiting our website today. I really appreciate it. I'd really like to set up an appointment, whatever. So you can do video email, and we're going to put that AI in there. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing to help with lead management and follow up with the instant offer engine. They'll be coming later this year. So it's going to turn into a full lead generation platform to where you're going to be able to do everything that you want to with it. So pretty cool stuff. Other thoughts, other questions?
I think that's it right now. I will pop this back up. Anyone that is watching, if you have any questions over Instant Offer Engine, just a quick recap. You can use Instant Offer Engine, the tool as is on your current site. There are also additional opportunities you can use in your websites that you've created. You can create retargeting campaigns, guys. There are so many different ways that you can integrate this at the level at which you're at for your business. I think that is the biggest thing to take away. Whether you are a newer real estate investor, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me set up a coupon code real quick for everybody.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Well, I'm the boss. I can do what I want, right?
Pays to know people.
I don't have to ask permission. I can just do stuff. So let's see here. Coupons.
Yeah, I was just thinking of one way that you could use this too. Like, if someone goes and sets it up today, I mean, obviously you got to wait for the traffic to come in, right? Yeah. But one way that you could do it is if you've been in business a while, maybe you have 100 or 200 leads that you've got over the past couple of years. You set this up and you send an email to everybody about getting, an instant offer. Maybe their offers change, blah, blah, blah. We quoted you a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. It's basically like a database reactivation type of campaign.
Yeah.
Sending that email to 200 people, 200 past leads that you've got. Bunch of those are going to get a new offer. And then you're going to start all these new conversations and who knows, get a deal out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways that you can use this.
Okay. So I just set up a coupon code. It's MossTech1, all spelled out. So one is one O-N-E, right? So MossTech1 is a coupon that'll be good through Monday to get instant offer engine for $1 for the first month. So that way,
wow.
That way, if anybody wants to sign up, we can get their funnels installed. We can get their website set up. Only costs them $1 while they're getting everything set up. And then they can really start driving traffic to it, after a couple of weeks and figure out, so that'll give people time to integrate it into their current business.
You said MossTech, the number one?
It's spelled out one.
Okay.
You're going to drop it in the comments for them. We'll drop it in the comments for you guys. We'll also send it out as an email to y'all with instructions on how you can get this set up and going.
So you just go to the pricing page. You'll go to create an account. You'll choose starter plan, which is what I recommend everybody do. Choose starter plan. You'll then create an account. It'll then ask for your billing details, and at the bottom of the billing details will be a coupon code area, and you just type in that MOSTech 1 and apply it, and it'll give you give you the first month for $1.
Awesome.
So
that is sweet.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Hey, well, you guys do really right by your clients, so I don't want to look bad because y'all do so much for your clients. So I got to try to keep up with y'all.
Arthur says, thank you so much to you, Jason Blackburn, for what you're sharing with us and for the coupon code. You guys, if there is something that you can implement to immediately make a change to your business, this is one of them. We don't normally talk about a ton of our agency life in here, but this is one thing that we're figuring out how to implement on our agency side for our own clients, because SEO is a long game. And we know that this changes business right now. This is something that you can put in place and immediately start collecting more leads, getting higher quality leads, and getting some deals going for you guys immediately. You don't have to wait on this. So if you have any questions at all, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you, Jason? If they have questions, do you want them to drop it in the comments? Do you want them to email, text? What's the best way?
The best way is either email. So Jason at instantofferengine.com. Or they can schedule a consultation with me. Okay. And that link is going to be ioe.fyi/meet. Okay.
Perfect. We'll get that
so yeah, if you can drop those in the comments. So if they want to set up a one-on-one with me, where we can discuss their current situation, how to integrate it in there, as well as go through a demo if they want, we can do that, a phone call, whatever they need, or they can just email me some questions and we can set it up that way as well.
Yes. Arthur, yes, we will drop that information in the comments for you. No problem. That way you've got all the contact information that you need.
Yeah. So, well, I really appreciate you guys having me on today. I mean, there's a lot more that I could have shared, but I think we covered quite a good amount there.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate it. And one of the things I want to make sure that people know is if you do need help with Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads, well, I can help you to an extent. I'm not the expert that Jason is. So if y'all need help with Facebook campaigns, pay-per-click campaigns, Jason's the guy to reach out to. That Jason, the good looking.
You're so good.
So anyway, but yeah, that's what I've got for today. I really appreciate you having me here.
Awesome.
Yep. Guys, again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. We'll be sure to come back and answer through them. If there's more you want to hear from Jason down the road, obviously, not only is he the brilliant creator of Instant Offer Engine, he is a seasoned, very experienced, very successful real estate investor. So if there's things you want to hear about, let us know, and we'll see if we can twist Jason's arm to come back. Maybe not so early this time, since he's a late night guy. We'll try and make it a little bit later.
I tell you what, I mean, I don't mind coming back. If y'all want to come back and maybe cover sales tactics, how to handle appointments and how to handle, getting leads turned into appointments and appointments turned into contracts. I'll certainly be able to help you all with that as well. I love that. I'm a sales trainer at heart. That's my number one most fun thing to do is help provide sales training.
That would be amazing. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
All right. See you.